You're listening to KBYS 88.3 and worldwide at KBYS.FM. This is The Lunch Rush with Corey and Allie.
And we have a special guest in the studio today with Pam Dixon. We're going to be talking about her TV productions class over at Lake Charles Boston Academy and at Sulphur High. So, what got you interested in journalism?
Originally, I think I was interested in advertising. I've always enjoyed writing. And I wanted to write funny commercials. I never even considered journalism, I guess, because I thought it was too serious. But once I started working behind the scenes in my plan to go into advertising, I just fell in love with it and grew on it. And what's exciting about journalism is you're always doing something different. You're meeting people, new people all the time, and it's been a very rewarding career. Now, you don't necessarily go into it to make a lot of money, so I really believe you have to love that, to be successful and stick with it.
Mm-hmm. So, since you used to work at KPLC as education reporter, what made you switch to teaching?
I think just working with young people, children, students, teens. I've always enjoyed that. I spent about 10 years at KPLC as the education reporter, and I never got bored. Even after 10 years, that was my beat, as they call it, kind of your special area. And it worked out pretty nicely after a while. I knew there was going to be a brand new journalism TV production program at Lake Charles Boston Academy. And it almost seemed like the best of both worlds because I could still be involved in the journalism. And I got to work with young people and kind of see them grow into it and, take our places.
Mm-hmm. So that'd be like the best part of both jobs, getting to work with students and to teach them, essentially.
Absolutely, because I'm still very passionate about journalism, and it's such a joy to share that love and to share that passion, to a new generation. So, and it's really enjoyable to see, how our students come. And of course, you're one of those students, and now you're interviewing me. So this is really a treat and a special reward for me to to be sitting on this end and having you as one of my former students, being the reporter and doing that. So this is, I just can't say enough about how fun this is right now.
I'm glad you feel that way.
Yeah. I'd like to talk more about you later, though.
Yes. But for now, we're going to get back to the music with some Fine Young Cannibals and She Drives Me Crazy. And we're back with Pam Dixon in studio to talk about her TV productions class at LCB and at Sulphur. So what are some of the projects and assignments in class?
Well, in our TV production class, students learn how to shoot video, how to frame it, compose it, edit video. And then we move into short films, news reports, newscasts. They also have a lot of free choice as far as some will do music videos, parodies, sometimes special effects. It's kind of a broad class, but we do some projects that our students do the projects that end up on air locally, which is really cool. The government channel, the Calhoun Parish Police Jury government channel actually airs some of the newscasts. KPLC airs teen reports once a month through September through May. And, of course, Allie, you were a teen reporter on KPLC,
Yes, I was.
and you went on live and got to introduce your story in the morning with John and Brittany in the mornings. So,
that was a lot of fun.
So I would imagine I should be interviewing you, huh? How was that experience for you?
Oh, it was wonderful. Yeah. But you said you revamped some of your curriculum for the coming year. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, we're going to the state's requiring credentials and certification in some areas, which means in my class, students can be certified. It's an industry-based certification in the editing software that we have, Adobe Premiere Pro. So I've done a few things differently with that so that they're even more knowledgeable and they can pass these exams that professionals actually take to get certain credentials. And in addition to that, students can also earn dual credit. College credit. We have a number of classes at Lake Charles Boston, and I'm also at Sulphur High School now, serving the West Calcasieu students over there. So I'm at 2 locations. But there's a lot of other classes actually in the career and tech education area where students can get dual credit, whether it's for sports medicine, law studies, computer networking, drafting, et cetera. At different colleges, so they can actually get a jump start, not only with knowledge, but they can also get some of those credits knocked out and not have to pay for them later.
Right. So are y'all planning any student television network trips for convention?
Well, you went on one of those trips. Of course,
did.
you know about that. We are a member of the Student Television Network Organization. There's middle school and high schools across the country are members of this, and oftentimes students from around the country will compete with each other in contests. And the last several years, we've been able to go on trips, and there's been about 2,000 other students that our students compete with on site, and it's a lot of fun. You made one of those trips also. Let's see, you went to San Diego. Yeah, that's right.
It was amazing.
Okay. Yeah. So, so I do try to take students out and about, and they can hear from professionals. And what was that like for you? You said that was amazing. It's just 1 week, but what did that mean to a teenager, would you say?
Oh, I learned a lot from it. I learned a lot of different skills, and it was just interesting to get different points of view because there was different professionals from the journalism field and different local anchors, and it was just interesting to hear from different people.
Right. Okay, good.
But besides me, what are some of the accomplishments of your former students?
I'm going to keep talking about you because you've done a lot, and I've had students who. One of the main things is they can go into college, or they can even start their career if they're in one of the areas and work their way through the jobs. But once they get out, this is just a high school class, it seems. But once they get out of the high school class, they really have a lot of experience that will rival, I think, a lot of college classes as well. And so they get a jump start on that. They also get to find out if they love this or if they like this or not, or maybe this isn't for them. At the high school level, instead of getting, far into your college career and going, oh, I don't know, this may not be for me. I got to switch directions. So, they get an early look at it. They get a lot of experience. I've had students who've gone on to other stations. Some students were even hired before they graduated high school in an entry-level job, and that's been really enjoyable to watch that. You're 16, 17 and you're getting an entry-level job, and then you stick with it and you can really grow. You can go to college while you're doing that, but it's really fun to see the young ones, the mature ones, and among those to
well, thank you.
really start out early like that.
And we're back in the studio with our guest, Pam Dixon, to talk about her TV productions class over at LCB and at Sulphur. So how do students enroll in class?
Okay, I'm glad you asked that. Okay, of course, school's coming up. All students need to do in the Calcasieu Parish public school system, in the high schools, all they need to do is request the class in their scheduling, just as they do with their English and math and everything else. And if they haven't done it already, I'm sure the counselors will really appreciate this. They do have a period where you can change your classes, I believe the first week or so of school. And all they need to do is go through their counselors. And for students who may want to do this later, or parents who may want to check into this, and even some of the other classes at Lake Charles Boston Academy, the other career classes, when students get their scheduling packets, usually around December, January, February, I believe, the classes are listed in that packet. Okay, there's so many classes, and you can look through them. Of course, you can go online on cpsb.org, select LCB Academy is a school, and you can see all the classes also if you want to see, get a head start on that. But they just schedule it like they do all their other classes as well.
But so are there any required school supplies? Of course, got to ask that because, school supplies.
Not for the TV production class. We have the cameras. We have all the gear. Pen and paper or pencil. That's about it for my class. We usually provide everything in my class as well. And I do want to mention as far as how this works. Once they do schedule, let's say they're at Barb, Westlake, Washington, Marion, Sulphur, wherever, the school system will bus students to the sites, to LCB Academy or Sulphur, if you happen to be at a different school, and they provide the transportation. So they go to their home school, just like usual, and then whichever couple hours they have my class, the school buses them. It fits right into their schedule. So it's just like taking any other class.
All right.
But you have free transportation to it.
So you just recently started teaching this class over at Sulphur. Tell us about that.
Oh, that's been a lot of fun. That's actually, I have more students than I ever have. And my class over at Sulphur actually makes it easier for the students over at, let's say, DeQuincy or Vinton and some of the West Cal schools to come over to that site. The schools on the east side of the bridge, they come to Lake Charles Boston Academy. So it splits it up. I'm kind of having to hustle between the two. But it's been a lot of fun because I've been able to reach more students, and that's the goal, is to to get to as many as we can.
Well, awesome. Well, guys, if you're interested, or if you know someone who's interested in enrolling in TV production, well, let them know about this. This is some good information.
Okay. And then I do want to add something else. I know as we may be wrapping up, I do want to mention TV production. It's there's a lot more to it than you might think. It's not just grabbing the camera and filming Uncle Joe's birthday party and that kind of stuff, and throw some stuff on YouTube. Nowadays, video is everywhere. I mean, think about how often you and, all the viewers are watching videos, whether it's to see how to do something, to learn something, to watch the news, to watch a commercial, to watch something funny, watch something entertaining. This is the age of video, clearly, online. And so even coming into this class, you're going to learn about that, because even if you go into another field, you're probably going to have to produce a video for your company or for your business, or you may be involved in something. And this way you get a better idea of how to communicate messages. That's all we do now, especially through online. We're communicating. You need to know how to clearly communicate to get those messages across. So TV production actually can help students in so many areas of their life, and even just to, speaking and researching and getting information across. That's what it's really all about.
So like the skills are very applicable in other areas of your life.
Absolutely. And even more so now, and any time in my career, this is so much more important, is to be able to communicate. And again, video is the main way, and of course radio. I would say one of the main ways we're communicating. A lot of times we're not really watching as much TV. And even radio, you're listening to it online as well. So, these are good skills to have.
Thank you so much for today.
Can I ask you, do I have time to ask you a question?
Of course.
Real quick? Okay. I want to say that you're a great testament to, the benefits of class and having the passion for this type of field. And can you explain how it helped you when you went into college? Because you've told me stories before, and I think that's worth knowing about how you can take something from a high school class that you love. And how did that help you when you went into college?
Well, just knowing some of the skills that I've learned from the class and going into college, it's just put me ahead, I would say, because some of the other students may not know exactly how to work the editing program or work the cameras a certain way. And just knowing that I know how to do that, it's really helpful, and it's put me ahead. And of course, just some of the other skills like communication and writing and all of that, that's helped me a lot too. And of course, since I do speech and debate, that's helped me with some of my speaking, since of course speech and debate, you don't do it on camera, but just the skill of speaking in front of other people, and just the fact that, somebody's watching, so whether you see them or not. But
And I want to thank you for having me here too. And I love being on this reversal of roles, to see you mature and come into your own adulthood and into your own career. So this is what teaching is really all about, is helping you guys with your future. So I'm glad to see you doing a success, and you invited me back like this, and I'm very proud, and I might just tear up here.
Okay, so you said a bunch of nice stuff about Allie. I want to hear like an embarrassing story about Allie.
Do we have an embarrassing story?
It's Allie. There has to be one.
I don't know. I'm looking for cues from Allie of where to go with this. Allie was a very, very hard worker, and she was one of those students who did go beyond what was asked for in the classroom. And that's, when a teacher can see that passion in a student, a teacher is likely to give you even more back. The more you contribute, a teacher, I think, is going to want to help you even more so than that when you see a passion like that. So you're fortunate that you were able to start early in a career you love. I know a lot of students are still trying to figure out things, but
yeah, I didn't even figure out my career until after I graduated college, and that's causing a pain for me right now. So.
Hey, sometimes you just know.
And then, of course, there's the students who are like, okay, no, I don't like this after all. I think I'm going to this other field that makes a lot of money.
I don't even know how many times I changed my degree in college.
Right.
I think I graduated with like 220 credits or something like that. It was some ridiculous.
You're a
amount of
master's.
I was like 2 credits away from having like 4 degrees. Whenever I graduated.
Wow. Yeah, that's not too uncommon nowadays either. So, but best of luck to you, and I know you'll keep me posted.
Of course I will. But thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you, Allie.